Hello and welcome to Back at Camp, Mojave County's only outdoor television show. I'm your host, Don Martin, and on today's show we're going to tell you about the largest and the best varmint hunt that's going to occur in northwest Arizona this year. It's called Antelope Eaters, and with me today is Bob Shaw, who is one of the hunt chairmen for this event. So we're going to tell you all about Antelope Eaters, so don't go away. We're going to be right back after a word from our sponsors. Welcome back to Back at Camp. I'm your host, Don Martin. With me today is Bob Shaw. Bob is one of the hunt chairmen for the upcoming Mojave Sportsman Club Antelope Eater hunt. Bob, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Don.
Now, Bob, you and I, we've been working on this program. I've been doing this for years and years. And this year we're going to have our 23rd Antelope Eaters hunt. Go back and kind of give everybody a rundown on why we started Antelope Eaters and what our purpose is.
It started out 23 years ago as a means to protect the antelope population, the fawns. So we coordinate it during March, right before or real close to when they're fixing to drop their fawns.
Oh, okay. So we wanted to, you know, it was an effort by sportsmen that didn't have anything to do with the Arizona Game and Fish Department to control these predators, and we knew from their biologists that the #1 predator on newborn fawns in Arizona, be it antelope, deer, elk, calves, or turkey poults, the #1 predator in Arizona are coyotes. And Game and Fish tells us that in Arizona we have as many coyotes as 1 per square mile in the state. So we have literally thousands and thousands of coyotes. So knowing that they were the #1 predator, especially of these antelope fawns, our Mojave Sportsman Club decided to start this, and one of our past presidents, Herb Stipe, said, hey, let's as an organization put people out in the field where it doesn't cost the citizens of Arizona 1 nickel to put this event on, and let's go out there and do a little predator work. So, you know, that's what we've done.
Absolutely, and it's been so successful. I mean, we get Game and Fish that shows up out there. They send their biologists out and stuff like that and use the hunt not only to protect the antelope population and deer and turkey, like you said, but also to do blood tests. And one of the big things is protecting the black-footed ferret up there in the Boquillas Ranch in Unit 10.
In Aubrey Valley. And people don't know about that. These black-footed ferrets are endangered or threatened, but they're doing great out there in Aubrey Valley. And one of the things that they found is that coyotes carry the plague. And the thing that can threaten those ferret populations the most is the plague. And so they do send their biologists out there, and they're looking for the coyotes that we take in those areas that are around those ferrets to make sure they check to see if they've got the plague or, you know, if there's a problem with them. So our hunt in that aspect performs a very vital biological source, because we provide them with samples and the biologists are out there taking samples of those coyotes from the hunters. We say, did you take them in Aubrey Valley? And if they say, yeah, boy, they get in on them and do a necropsy on them. And so we provide a service to the citizens of Arizona and the Arizona Game and Fish Department by providing samples that if we don't provide them, they're going to pay for them, and they're real expensive.
Yep,
so we do that. And then, like you say, the other aspect is we're out there. We know we're not going to eliminate coyotes. I think that's a given.
Right.
I mean, you can try and do everything you want, and I know I've heard this, and I bet you have too, that when the earth comes to an end and it's smoldering out there, there's 2 things that's going to crawl out of the holes. One of them's a cockroach, and one of the other's a coyote. So, you know, we know that we're not eliminating coyotes. All we're trying to do is to reduce that population at a time when those fawns are extremely vulnerable. So that was the purpose, and Herb Stipe wanted us to do that. And like I say, we're on year 23, and this promises to be the biggest and probably the best we're ever going to do.
I think so. Last year I thought went way better than expected, and I thought was going to be, you know, very tough to beat. But this year, so far with the lineup that we have, I don't know. This could go off with a big bang. This one.
Well, we're doing a lot of things. I know we're getting the word out to a lot more predator groups, not only in Arizona, but in Nevada and California, and we've had some interest from those folks. And we've also, I mean, folks as far back as the Midwest that are diehard coyote hunters, and they see what the purpose of this hunt is. And we've had some interest and said, hey, send us some applications. We'd like to take a look at this. I know in the past we've had hunters from Nevada, California, Colorado, Utah, and one year, I think the farthest we've ever had a coyote hunter come just for our hunt was from Michigan.
Yeah.
So it's quite an operation. So what are we going to do this year? I mean, when's it going to happen? And you know, this year we got a special guest, and so tell everybody how this, you know, when it's going to happen this year.
Well, this year generally we've always done it the first weekend of March.
Right.
And this year we actually considered several different options, and one was to talk to the game and fish biologist and to find out if there was a time that may be better,
right,
you know, to better help those antelope fawns. And with some input from them, we decided to move it back and give it a shot. The other thing that played into that is this year we're going to have Fred Eichler. He's going to come out and he's going to hunt with us. Him and his longtime friend and cameraman Jake Krause.
Now, for those that don't know who Fred Eichler is, he is one of the funniest TV hosts that's out there. He's got a TV show, Predator Nation. He's a big-time bow hunter, varmint hunter. He's a big game guide. I think he does some predator hunts up in Colorado, and just an all-around good guy. I know I've talked to some people that have been to events where Fred has been at, and they said that guy is an absolute hoot, and that he's not one of those guys that's aloof, but he's a working man's buddy.
Yeah.
You know?
He's an everyday guy.
Everyday guy.
Yep.
Yep, that'd be a good way to put it.
Yep.
And Fred has agreed he's going to come down, bring his cameraman, and we kind of run an idea by him about, hey, how about if we did some sort of a raffle, and whoever wins that raffle could go hunting with Fred as a team, and the photographer's going to be there, the videographer, and videotape it. And Fred said, yeah, we'll even show it at one of our shows later on. So somebody is going to get a heck of an opportunity. We're doing this little raffle within the club, and what's the details on the raffle? How do the people get involved in that?
You can contact the Sportsman's Club. You can contact Don, myself, several of the other board members. The tickets are 1 for $5, or you can get 5 for $20.
Right.
We're gonna do the drawing for that lucky hunter on February 24th, I believe, was the date that we set to draw that hunter, and that's going to allow them time to make travel arrangements. Because, like you said earlier, we get hunters from all over, and I anticipate we'll get them from even further this time.
Yeah.
You know, more of them.
So for really hardly nothing, they can get a chance to hunt with Fred, and like I said, they'll videotape their hunting part of it, get to be on TV. That's a once in a lifetime opportunity for somebody.
Oh, absolutely.
And for $5, you know, they could win this opportunity. Now, and like I said, we can't say enough about Fred. I mean, Fred is such a good guy, and I've got to talk to him and his wife Michelle, and they are just salt of the earth people, and he's looking forward to coming down here. He's probably going to find out that coyote hunting up here may be a little different than hunting in some of the places he's hunted before, because, you know, hey, here it is January, and, you know, some of those hardcore coyote hunters have been after coyotes since September.
Right.
So these guys might be a little educated. So Fred's going to have to pull all the rabbits out of the hat to make a real good hunt for him and whoever his partner is. But we hope that everybody will get involved in this. This is a fundraiser for us, for the club, and I think it's important that we let people know why we do the fundraiser end of it. We have a position within our club, the government liaison, which I'm doing it right now, and we go to all the different meetings with the Game and Fish Department and other conservation groups, and going to those meetings takes a lot of money. It takes a lot of fuel money and per diem and stuff. What we're using this for is to defray the expenses so that when we go, and we have officers that go to some of these meetings, we even have different officials from other groups. I remember one year we sent some folks from the Cowboy, and they had a big shootout up in Las Vegas, we pay for their expenses. So we do this to defray those costs and to make sure that people that are paying dues to join the Sportsman Club, we're not using their dues to send me and these other folks to these different meetings. So, this supports our club in that aspect. And like I say, it's gonna be a hoot. This having Fred here, and what we're conceptually thinking here is when I draw those prizes out, and we're giving that money away in those prizes, we're going to have Fred up there. So Fred will be giving the prizes. So whoever wins these prizes that we're going to talk about here in the raffle, the general raffle, when they come up and get their prizes, they're going to get to shake hands, get their picture taken with arguably one of the greatest outdoorsmen in America today.
I agree.
So we're going to, like I say, that's one aspect of the event. What's it cost for a team, and how are teams fixed up in this?
We do a maximum of 3-person team. You can hunt solo. I've actually got calls already. Guys wondering if they can hunt solo. It's $25 a hunter. So if it's a single hunter, $25. It'll be $75 for a 300 team.
So we got 1- and 2-person teams at basically 2-man teams are 50.
Right.
3-man team or 3-person team, and hey, we have husbands, wives, and kids as teams. So nobody needs to think that this is just an elitist hunt. You can bring your wife and your child or 2 of your kids and do this and have a lot of fun. $25, $50, or $75.
Correct.
And that gets you into an entry for what?
That automatically, your entry will give you a ticket for our hunter incentives. Okay, you can purchase other hunter incentive tickets as well, and again, those will be 1 for $5 or 5 for $20.
Okay.
You can purchase those. Last year we had well over $7,000 worth of hunter incentive prizes that we gave away.
Look, we're going to take a break right here. When we come back, Bob and I are going to talk more about Antelope Eaters and what we're doing in the fundraising part of it. So don't go away. We're going to be right back after a word from our sponsors. Welcome back to Back at Camp. I'm your host, Don Martin, and with me today is Bob Shaw. Now, Bob and I are the hunt chairman for the Mojave Sportsman Club Antelope Eaters event that's going to be held March 17th and 18th out of Seligman. Now, Bob, when we left, we had talked about Fred Eichler coming and that people can buy raffle tickets to hunt with Fred. We talked about the entry fees, that you can have a 1-, 2-, or 3-person team. We talked about that. Now, and then we talked about hunter incentives. And the way that works is if, and we figured out that there's a lot of teams that don't kill coyotes on this thing, but we still want to reward them for being out there and at least trying to give a hand. So how does that work? A team comes in on Saturday night at 9 o'clock. They've been hunting all day, and let's start off with a scenario. They didn't get anything. So what do they get?
That team, they're automatically going to get a ticket for entering.
Okay.
So they're going to have one chance at those hunter incentives right off the bat.
Okay.
Okay. Now, if they're fortunate enough to take a coyote, they'll get an additional ticket. They get 2, they'll get 2 more additional tickets.
Okay. So they get, for every coyote that they bring in, they get a ticket.
Correct.
And the team gets a ticket.
Right.
So even if you go out there and you have a tough day and you don't get any coyotes, by checking in that evening on Saturday night, your team gets a ticket. Now, those hunter incentives, we have a couple of different things that we do. One of them involves the cash awards. We split the jackpot. We put $50 of every entry fee into the, or $35 of the entry fee into a pool. We split that money for 2 days and we give that money back. And the idea behind that is not to reward for killing stuff. The idea is, people are coming from a long ways, and we're trying to give them a chance to win a $50 bill to help defray their cost. So if you and I go out there and we hunted all day and we don't get anything, we come in, you and I check in, they give us a ticket. Now, we put the tickets in a bucket and we roll them around. A little girl comes up and picks it out, and she draws our number. You walk up to the stand and we're going to hand you a $50 bill to help you pay for your fuel or food or everything associated with this hunt. So, but the idea is, if you've had a great day and you've shot 4 coyotes and your team, so you get 1 ticket as a team, And then for every coyote you brought in 4, we'll give you 4 more tickets. Now, does that guarantee that they're going to win?
No. It
but
won't.
increases mathematically their odds.
Definitely increases their odds.
Right. So really, folks, I mean, everybody's on an even playing field. It's just if you get a coyote, you'll have an extra ticket in the draw and in the bucket, and then you might get drawn. I know we've had years where teams have hunted both days, never got a coyote, and yet had their ticket pulled Saturday night and Sunday afternoon. So they ended up winning $100 to help defray expenses. And we've had teams that's checked in 4 coyotes one day and 2 coyotes in the next, and they won them all. So, it's just a mathematical thing, and so that's an incentive. Plus, we take prizes. We give away some of the prizes on Saturday night that we've collected, and we've got prizes from tons of different conservation groups and organizations, and individuals that want to donate to this thing. So we give away a few of those on Saturday night. So now this thing goes. Now they can start hunting what time on Saturday?
They can start hunting Saturday morning at sunup. They can start hunting and then check in Saturday at 9 p.m.
Saturday
and
evening.
Absolutely no one after 9 p.m.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, if you come in at 9:05, we have one of our officers out there at the end of the line, and he calls 9 o'clock. At 9 o'clock, that's it. And if you drive up and walk up with a coyote,
you're done.
You're done. You're not getting
you
credit
better hope
for
you
it.
do real well Sunday.
Yeah. So now they can hunt. Basically, they're going to hunt all day Saturday.
Correct.
And the reason I think it's important to tell people, the reason we allow the check-in at 9 is because we got teams that are hunting near Flagstaff, up near the Grand Canyon, Prescott, Holbrook. Gives them time after dark for them to make the drive and be able to check their coyotes in for the hunt. So that's a reason why we allow that. Now on Sunday, we do things a little different.
Yeah, Sunday, same thing. It'll start in the morning, sun up. And then the deadline's at 2 p.m.
Okay.
So we do the deadline at 2 p.m. because a lot of people, they'll have ways to drive.
Right.
So we want to get it, give them ample time to get home.
Right. So they're in there at 2 p.m. We do the incentive thing again. We give the other 50% of the money jackpot. We reach in there and draw those red tickets, and if you've got a ticket, you get a $50 bill. And then we also have another raffle. And tell us about that raffle.
Well, last year, I think we had 93 or 94 incentive, raffle bags.
Right.
And those bags consisted of stuff from Arizona Antelope Foundation, the Mule Deer Foundation,
Sheep Society,
Polywad Company. They sent I don't know how many boxes of the dead coyote loads,
which are about 30
bucks a box.
Yep.
For 10 rounds.
Yeah.
10 rounds, 30 bucks a box. We had
locally
AP Jones at All Predator Calls.
Yeah.
He donated a ton of stuff. Fred Eichler, and then a lot of the local gun stores and pawn shops and stuff like that. So we get
Jim Fuller gave us a ton of stuff.
Yes.
He always does. He's he's been on our board forever, and our Antelope Eaters board, and he's over at AMP Pawn here locally. He donates to us, and we had, like I say, we had the new gun shop called the Gun Shop. They donated stuff, so did Pierre at Orn Target. He's always been a great sponsor of ours too. So we get locally, we get sponsors. Walmart came up last year big time for us. And we got the Outdoorsman in Phoenix, I think gave us something. Sportsman in Phoenix, Sportsman's Warehouse, we got stuff from. So these outfits, they contribute to us. And so we got all these bags that we give away. And, this year things are pretty good, and when those teams, when they enter, they get a ticket, a blue ticket, and that's for the drawings. And tell us about the prizes, the first place prizes.
Years past, we've always gave away one rifle. Generally, a person could upgrade, if they wanted to buy a Magnum or something, but it was always one rifle. This year, we took it up a notch. I contacted Rock River Arms, and their manager there was great to work with. Rock River made us an incredible deal. So our grand prize will be a Rock River Arms Predator Pursuit. It's a 223 semi-auto.
AR platform.
AR platform. And so that's a big jump right there.
That gun's worth over $1,000.
Yes,
Easy.
it is.
Easy.
It's 11 actually,
Yeah.
over 1,100.
Right.
So, and then our second prize, we got a Savage, one of the new Apex XPs in camo, and it already comes scoped. It's got a 3x9x40 scope on it, and that's quite a.
And that's in 22,250.
Yeah, and it's in 22,250. Correct.
So we have 2 guns first prize. Now another thing, and I think a sponsor we really want to talk about is John Patel. John owns a lot of the motels, the high-end motels here in Kingman. And for the past 2 years, John has donated 2 2-night, 3-day stays at his property, the Marriott Inn, Residence Inn down in Surprise. And that's where the winter baseball leagues are held. And I've got one of those rooms both years. And Paige and I go to this thing. Those things are truly, they're $500 night rooms. I mean, they're everything in them. And he donates 10 of those, and we give those away. And the way people can win those is they buy these extra raffle tickets, and same thing, $5 a piece or 5 for 20, and we dump them all in there, and we just start pulling them out. Like I say, last year we had 90-some prizes. This year we got 2 guns, man.
Yeah. And then on top of that, Grand Canyon Caverns last year, they gave us a room for 2 and a tour. And this year they really stepped it up too. A lot of people aren't aware, but they have actually opened up a suite that's down inside the cavern.
Oh man.
And internationally it's well known. You get a lot of people that from out of country that come, and it's been very successful. And that room goes for $700 a night. Ooh. And they gave us one this year.
Now, and another guy up in that country, we got some turkey hunts.
Yeah, Calvin Andrews again of Dak Ranch. He's going to donate a couple hunts, and these hunts are nice because Calvin specifically donates these ones for youth hunters.
For youth.
So what we do is we'll do a separate drawing. We'll get all the kids to come up. We'll give them all a ticket, and we're going to draw a couple winners this year. So
we encourage families to bring their kids. Yeah. And hunt with your kids. Man, hunting with your kids is a great thing to do.
Oh, absolutely.
And this is special prizes just for the kids.
Right.
So, and like I say, we've got lots of prizes to give out. It's a fun time, a chance to meet Fred Eichler in person. Great guy, and like I say, we've got some great prizes set up this year. And now, how do people go about getting one of these applications? This is the official application that we got. So, how do people go about getting those?
You can go on our website and you can get them at mojavesportsmansclub.com.
Okay.
And you can get them off of there. You can download it right from there. You can call the Sportsman's Club. The phone number for them is 928-753-8038. That's the range office. You can contact them, and they can send you one out. They'll give me that information, and Deanna and I will send one out.
How do they get hold of you?
You can reach me on my cell phone. That's 928-530-4630, and I'd be more than happy to mail one to you.
Okay.
As well as yourself. They can get you on your cell phone too.
530-8 or 53. I give pages 530-9481. Folks, that's all we have time for today to talk about Antelope Eaters. I want to thank Bob Shaw for being here. Bob, thank you so much. This is going to be the best Antelope Eaters we've ever done. So you want to go to this, call me, call Bob, go on the Mojave Sportsman Club website, get an application, find a partner, come out and help us help the antelope fawns in Arizona in 2012. Until next week, this is your host, Don Martin, saying keep your firearms oiled, your fishing line fresh, and we'll see you next week back at camp.